Hello everyone, welcome on back to Mossa Valley. So I'm just doing the daily routing for Thor, just real quick so we have two fields to plant today, I'm actually thinking. So at one point I was considering only doing that field there, but after a little bit of thought, I think I might actually do this current field that we're sitting in right now too, 33, I might do oats in it as well. We'll be able to do more into bread then. So obviously make more money, which would be nice. We really don't need more like soybeans or anything like that. Soybeans, or well, not soybeans, but like sorghum and all that stuff for like pigs. As far as I'm aware. Unless I'm missing something. We just gotta wait for this to hit 100% and I'll get him all cleaned up. And then we'll do probably the small field first. That seems to be a good bet. Although I think I might need to fill the chickens' food. They might be good too. Yep. Let's get him all washed up or cleaned up. You see his fitness is up to 75%, so he's doing pretty well on that front. There we go. Obviously, I've been riding him through the couple of months I did skip through. I've been riding him and doing all that. So, I think technically we might make a little bit of money if we sold him right this second, but obviously I'm not going to do that. Obviously here we're not eating much food, so their health isn't great because they only have the soybeans. My mistake, trust me, I know. And then, obviously the chickens might need food. They might. I'll still have to bring this stuff to the flour mill too then. Which I could. If I'm doing a lot, I might just buy it. Honestly, that's a pretty good price for buffalo milk. We get that sold right away here. Where is the tanker at? I also need to grab either rent a tanker or something to sell some slurry because we're just about full for slurry in the water buffalo's pen. Obviously, I don't want them to get completely full because then, as far as I know, they stop producing milk, which is the sole reason we have them. So obviously, if they stop producing that, we got problems then. And for the most part, I've kind of learned that you really don't get enough to fertilize a whole field with it or anything like that. So it might just be best to sell it, make like $4,000 off of it, $5,000 off of it. Of course, like I've said, this is just a temporary solution to my milk problems. If it lets me sell, that is. I know this one's a pretty sensitive. Oh. There we go. I know there's a certain point in there where it's just fine, but there we go. We got what, 19 grand? No, like 20 grand from that. Pretty good money for the most part. Can't really complain. For the slurry, I'll just do that probably in between planting fields. So, because we'll plant two different fields today. This field right here will be soybeans again, I'm thinking. And we'll try to... I'll try to figure out how much that we got from it, and we'll sell a bunch or something. We really don't need to... obviously have that much on hand. We only need it for the pigs, and I'm trying to keep that to a minimum. To how many we have, at least. I'm not sure. Do we have seeds in here? Very little for seeds. So I will buy some more. I will buy 2,000 liters. I see him hitting that fence there. I'll top that off too. I'll fill up with seeds. Nice part about having the oats is it does give us a little bit of time between these harvests and this harvest. So I don't want to be obviously rushing around. That's the biggest thing. Is I don't want to rush around to try to get everything done in time. I want to be able to go at a nice even pace and just, get things done without having to stress about it, I guess. Now, this field here shouldn't take too long to get it planted, I wouldn't think. It's hard to say. We are going to be going uphill, and I know for a fact this tractor's going to be struggling with that. I'm assuming. This tractor's probably a little bit on the weak side. I can't even see the lines in this field. They blend in so well. I don't know if that's the direction I would choose, but that probably makes the most sense. It looks weird coming in where I'm at, but it would make the longest strip. Seed rate looks good. Obviously, we're putting a decent amount of fertilizer down. It's kind of expected, but nothing too shocking. Now, this is obviously a former grass field, and we're putting our first crop into it. I got it all plowed up last time. Yeah, I think we'll do that one over there too, that field. Try to, at least. I would think we'd be able to manage to get this field done and that one. I'm keeping the time speed a little bit low just because it is supposed to rain, and I really don't want it to rain on our farm too badly. So I'm trying to keep it low, that way I don't have issues. Although if I take a screenshot for the thumbnail at any point, the weather does get reset, so probably not that big of a concern once I take that into consideration, but I mean, I could take one right now, and I bet you it'll change. As I said, it changed. It's the one thing with the mod that's kind of unfortunate is the weather does get reset. We're supposed to have tornadoes June, July, and August. That would be like horrible luck. And it's supposed to rain April, May. So it's either going to be raining or there's going to be tornadoes. There's no in between. Although the weather will get reset, so that's the only negative, obviously, with the mod I use for taking screenshots. It does reset the weather, but it does also give me more options for taking a screenshot, so I do prefer it for that. Obviously, if it's something prominent, I try not to take it right away, but if it's, the whole reason we're doing this in this video is because it's raining all day long, I'm going to try not to take the screenshot, early on and then make it so we don't have that. Well, I think what I'll go ahead and do, I'll just start the time lapse. We'll get this field here finished for planting. I'll text everyone once the time lapse is done. And what you did to me made me double take it right on my teeth. Had me burning in the 3rd degree. Made me rip off the heart on my sleeve. I don't know if I can stand another night with you near my side. I can feel us tearing apart from the way you fucked my mind. I can breathe my sanity. You're my enemy. so we're just about done here with the first of 2 oat fields. The other one's literally right over there. Alright, so we'll get this folded up, and then I'll literally just go on the other side here, and then we'll grab the Massey. I'm going to rent probably kind of an unrealistic tanker so we can sell the slurry. Much like I did in Poligny, I only rent it, and then just so I can sell the slurry, basically. Unless there's something good in the sales, I would need more than that for capacity. Alright, let's go. The one I've gotten in the past is just a larger version of what we have. I don't want to buy it, I just need to lease it for a little bit. We'll grab the Massey. Obviously, you know, we pay $600 to lease it, and then we'll make like $4.5 grand or something like that, $5 grand. But then, in the end, we make like $4 grand. We won't make a ton. We'll make a little bit more just because of precision farming, but it's not that much more. Obviously, this grass field is going to be sitting still for a little bit because we don't really have a use for more hay. The cows don't go through enough, and obviously Thor isn't eating through several bales a day or anything, so we can kind of take it easy with that. Well, I'm assuming we're going to basically turn into where the merchant is, the grain merchant. What is it called? Moss Valley Grain Merchant. Yeah, I was right. No entrance otherwise. It's a big silage pit right there. Let's see where... Well, I guess we can dump it here. Hopefully they take it all. I know the biogas plant has a limit on how much it takes. I'm not sure if that's just if you own it, though. Obviously, this is 25 versus... You know what? That information would be from 22. So things change. The environmental score basically paid for the rental, so we will return that. And we'll untag that. We'll get this back at the farm. Then we can probably start working again on the other harvest. Or the... We'll get this back to the farm, and then we can start working on the other planting. Or, well, what was sorghum field? That was the sorghum field. Now it is going to be oats, just because I think we'll be doing a lot more into flour. That seems to be... Well, flour than bread. Seems to be a good idea. And we really don't have a use for that much sorghum. We can probably go several years with how much we have on hand with the pigs. Just because I'm going to try to keep the pigs at kind of a semi-small amount in there. You know, once they kind of reproduce, if they're fully max priced, they're going to be sold. That's kind of what I'm thinking. We'll just keep doing that. Let's do steering assist. That seems like a much better line. That line, I'm not quite sure. It might have been the best direction to do it in. It might have been, but honestly, the best way probably would have been for the other field just to turn off steering assist after the outer edge. Well, now this field will probably take a while to get planted, I would imagine. Just because of the sheer size of it. We'll have to get this field weeded next month, or sprayed. That one over there will be fine just because it was plowed. We'll be good in that area. High seed rate, that is never good to see. That means the soil must be absolutely horrible in this area. I mean, it is loamy sand, so fair. I mean, honestly, the best field we got might be this one. It's solid loam or sandy loam. I want to say those are the two best ones. This field's pretty good too. Obviously, a ton of loam in it. I mean, it still has loam in this one too. I mean, as long as it has loam, it's not just silty clay the whole way through. I'm calling it good enough. So, anyways, I think I'll just go ahead and start with another time lapse. We'll get this field finished out nice and quick. So I'll text everyone once the time lapse is done.
Passing me by 40 years and 7, that's a true crime. 180s off the top of the house in real time. Follow me into water where we will find love. Made me double take it right on my teeth. Had me burning in the 3rd degree. Made me rip off the heart on my sleeve. I don't know if I can stand another night with you near my side. I can feel us tearing apart from the way you fucked my mind. I can breathe my sanity. You're my enemy. You're my enemy. You fucked my mind. I can breathe my sanity. You're my enemy. Then you were gone. I said I'm getting out. Fuck this town, I'm gone. I'm always on the run. It didn't go to plan. If it's the wrong move, you can shoot me.
Alright, so we're just about done here with the second field for oats planting. Of course, we'll probably not get both of these fields harvested when that time comes in the same month, but we'll at least got them planted in the same month. So I think I'll probably grab our trailer there. We can get the chickens filled with food. Probably put a little bit of sorghum into the pigs. Try to keep them obviously having some food. That's kind of ideal. And I'll check on Thor, but I would imagine he is just fine there. Considering it's just one horse, I doubt they eat that much. At least in the grand scheme of things, you know, they're not eating thousands and thousands of liters every day. I'm sure a horse does eat a lot, though. I mean, they're pretty big. Horses are very, very big animals, so. Where is... Okay, it's over here. But I know for certain... I'll just top off. I'll put a little bit of sorghum in here. So we hopefully get a little bit into the 50% range then. And maybe their health will be better than 20%. And I'll probably put wheat in here. Unless we have a ton of sorghum. Now we got tons of both. I'll just take out sorghum and I'll put it into the chickens as well as the pigs. Okay, I think that's what I'll do. Make it easier on me, and then I also got to check on Thor. Doing pretty good. Base food, which is oats or sorghum, would be the only thing. Well, actually, total capacity is 20,000 liters. He hasn't ate anything. Well, his health is 100%, so... Yeah, it shows he hasn't ate anything. Granted, I have that bale just sitting right there. I bet that's probably why it says he hasn't ate anything. It's just slowly filling in. I might want to get that moved out of the way if it's... Uh-oh. Yeah, I done did it. Alright, I got 6,000 liters, or just over 6,000 liters of sorghum. This should, I think, fill up both. It might be a little bit extra. Just want to get a little bit of sorghum in there. Hopefully they do get a little bit better on that front then. I think it should take all of it. Most of it. I'll just leave it in the trailer and I'll just put the rest in there next month. Yeah, this bale has 2,500 liters left in it. Yeah, I could just let them keep filling up. Then once it gets low enough, I would think it should kind of even out in that time frame. Then I'll just, next time he needs food, I'll put sorghum in there or something like that, or oats. He does eat oats as well. So depending on harvest, maybe I just dump a little bit in there by that time. I'm not honestly sure how much he eats in a month. I might, I'm gonna move this actually, just for 1 month, just so I know how much he eats in a month. Obviously, they're doing good. They should, in theory, get a better percentage now for health. It's just because they have that little bit extra, a little bit better there, but we shall see, we shall see. Anyways, that is about everything for today. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.